Well, I've commandeered the bride. I've got her here for a couple hours. And I said, hey, Candace, I bet you would love to shoot a video and show everybody the dresses I made you, right? And she said,
sure.
She's very kind.
Happy to do it.
She's very kind to her
Look at all
mom.
these.
So we've got dresses back there. They're not all a home run, but by and large, I'd say
Oh yeah, you did pretty well.
we did pretty well. So I'm going to tell you about each pattern. She's going to model them. And there's one dress that we kind of need your input on. I'll tell you about that when we get to it. Hang on. New Look 6669 is a great pattern. I highly recommend it. I did not run into errors. And it's got a pretty cool hidden bra included. Now, Candace said she doesn't need to use that little hidden bra, but it's nice to know that you can put it in. So I did not make this dress in white, even though it was a contender for the rehearsal dinner. I thought I would just do a sample in the floral, and it turns out that she loves the floral. So it's just got this really pretty, I don't know, they almost strike me like watercolor flowers. And it is a stretch. This pattern calls for a knit.
I love it.
So we love it, but I don't think you're going to wear it to the rehearsal dinner, right?
Well, I wanted to wear a white dress to the rehearsal dinner, which
Yes.
I've learned is kind of a new trend, I guess.
It's kind of a new thing.
But I love this dress. I mean, I will definitely wear this. I feel like I could wear it as a guest to a wedding, or
Yes.
even just
kind of spin. Does that skirt sort of go out? It's a really fun skirt. So it's not that full.
It doesn't really,
But
yeah.
we do have this panel in the front,
And
then it leads up into these real pretty princess seams, and just one seam down the back, and it just hugs her perfectly. Oh, to be young and beautiful again. But I was all prepared to sew this for you in a white fabric. However, I think we have a contender.
We do, although I was very in love with this. Like, if I wore this in white, or if I had it in white, I would definitely consider this a contender for the rehearsal dinner.
Okay, well, I could make it in white.
We still have time.
Okay.
But we have a lot of lovely dresses.
Okay, come up just a little closer so they can see the ties on the straps. And it's just got it just looks like it was made for you. And it was.
It was.
But it really does look like it. Okay, heading off to dress number 2. Hang on. I tossed Burda 6121 into the mix at the last minute. I just thought it was such a cute dress. We hadn't discussed making this one. But I had this beautiful two-tone ivory fabric, stretch jacquard from Fabric Mart. And she loved it. She put it on and she said, I love it, right?
I love it.
Okay, so the fabric, come a little bit closer so they can see that it's got this really cool harlequin print on it. Would you call that harlequin?
I guess so.
Okay, and it's got some sheen in those shapes there. And very simple dress. She loves a tie shoulder.
Love
you
a
know,
tie
that was on
shoulder.
the last dress as well. This went together just as fast as can be. Now, I thought about putting pockets in it, but I wanted it to hug you pretty narrowly in through there. So this could have been for the rehearsal dinner, but
It could. It's
a little
very-
too casual.
Maybe. It strikes me as more of like a cute cocktail dress.
I could see you going out to dinner with Mike on your honeymoon in that.
Yeah, it's really, I love it because it's not skin tight. It's got kind of a nice,
Almost like a
shape.
little balloon shape.
Yeah, a little bit. It's kind of a 60s silhouette.
Very 60s.
And it's just easy to wear, and it's flattering. And
Comfortable.
it's
And this
summery.
jacquard actually has a little bit of stretch in it, which just makes it so comfortable.
Very
So
comfortable.
that is a really cute one. Burda 6121. I didn't change anything on this. And that's a winner. Dress number 3, I think you're going to wear to the big rehearsal dinner. Hang on. Simplicity 9473. This is a spring 2022 release. We both loved View A. And I had some gorgeous fabric, again, from Fabric Mart. It was this really pretty satin, low sheen, but a very nice sheen, and it had a little bit of stretch in it. This is the dress that I want to get your opinion on. Candace loved it, but she thought the neckline was too high. And even though nobody else thought it, I said, you're wearing it, it's got to be right for you. So I brought the dress home and I thought, how am I going to lower that neckline? The bodice is lined in this dress. And it wasn't that tricky to do, but what we have now, first take a look at this gorgeous dress. I just absolutely love it on her. It's got pockets. We put the sheeny side out, and it's just got a very bridal vibe, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think it's unmistakably bridal.
Totally bridal.
Formal, but it's not too stuffy.
I made this sash to go with it, so that does not come in the pattern, but of course, a sash is really easy to make. Twirl in that one. Does that skirt fly out a little bit? Yeah. Oh, it's just so pretty. So she didn't like the neckline. She thought it was a little too high.
So previously, I think it was falling right about here.
Yes. And so I cut it, and I did the lining and everything, but what we got were these little ripples. It does not want to lie flat against Candace's neckline. So we're thinking, what was the fix you came up with?
So we're thinking the easiest way to fix this might be just securing this fabric somehow up here.
Okay.
So we could, fold this over a bit, create some additional tension there so that it's laying flat, and then,
put a little loop of fabric on it is
Right.
what I'm thinking.
Or even a tie, because,
Okay.
to kind of cover
Well,
up.
we did tie the shoulders, and that did not solve that little ripple
Right,
there. And it's
right.
not even so bad on this side. The only thing I can figure is that since necklines are sort of cut on the bias, it's stretched out a little bit. We don't want to go any lower. At first I thought, oh no, I made it too low. It's not too low.
It's definitely a
But-
bit plunging, but I think it's perfectly fine. It's
Okay.
just
It's just that ripple.
the looseness.
It's
right.
that ripple. So if any of you know how to remedy that, I was thinking maybe sewing some clear elastic on the neckline, but I don't want to muck it up. Because I'll tell you, with a white satin dress, there's nowhere to hide if you make a mistake. In the back, it was coming off of her back just a little bit up here, so I took two tiny little darts, and that fixed that beautifully. It does have pockets. Everything about it is just perfect, pretty much including the new neckline, except for that ripple. So I think this is the dress you're going to wear to the rehearsal dinner.
I think so, as long as we can address the ripple. I
Okay,
guess.
we will fix the ripple.
But even just seeing how the light catches on this dress in this video, I mean, it is such beautiful fabric.
It's so pretty.
And it doesn't even do it justice. I mean, in person, it's just such a
It's
lustrous.
sumptuous, and
Yeah.
I got it in Fabric Mart's shop, and so I paid no more than $3.99 a yard for that fabric.
That's incredible.
So, and tell them about what they do in stores with white dresses. They jack the price way up because they
Right.
know that women may be using them as bridal gowns. And so it's hard to find a fairly reasonably priced white dress.
It is, and it's oftentimes hard to find a dress in white because they save white dresses for weddings and occasions.
Yeah, you just can't even find them in
It's,
white.
yeah, it is quite difficult, unless it's like a sundress or something. But any kind of formal dress is going to be more expensive in white, at least from what I've seen.
So this little number saved a lot of money.
Right.
I mean, if you add it up, I got the pattern for $1.99. Now I will say about this pattern has lots of errors in it. I'm a pretty experienced seamstress and I could get around them, but I think if somebody brand new picked it up, they would be very frustrated. I joked to Joy, I said, I just stopped counting mistakes in this thing. So beware that quality control wasn't exactly crackerjack on that pattern, but we love the dress. Now, go put on the dud. We did have a dud. We did have a dud, and we're going to show you. Hang on. So, with the success of the rehearsal dinner dresses, I was so excited, and I said, how about if I sew you a dress for the shower that's taking place at Chesapeake Bay in March? And she said, sure. So the weather forecast down there is going to be kind of cool in March, and we decided we wanted something with sleeves. Now I picked up New Look 6774. I thought it was just going to be perfect. I had a glorious blue and gold Jacquard from Metro Textiles. And while the fabric is beautiful, come in, see if that'll pick up on the camera. It glimmers. It is so pretty. We decided the dress was a miss. Tell us why.
I think it's a nice dress. It's not that there's anything overtly wrong with it. I think it just feels quite modest and conservative. Maybe because the sleeves are a bit loose.
I did say I could tighten the sleeves way up, but you also said something about too much fabric up in there.
It's a little boxy. It feels like the neckline's not quite hanging.
And we thought that seam wasn't in the right place.
Right, so it's just sort of a slight ill fit around the neckline, I think, and then this, if you can see that seam there, is supposed to be falling under the bust, and it's kind of on it.
And you know what I did? I lowered that neckline. Of all the crazy things, I lowered it, and I thought, oh, it's going to be just right. And it was just wrong.
I think for someone else, maybe they would love it, but for me, I just felt a little...
like it's not you.
A little dowdy for
a
bridal shower.
I can totally see that. I can totally see it. But we do love that fabric.
I know, it's a shame because the fabric is so pretty.
And it's soft.
You can see it kind of glistening.
Yeah, it's
not
scratchy at all, is it?
Well, it's very soft on the outside. It's definitely a bit itchy on the inside.
Is it really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, noticeably more so than the other fabrics.
Okay,
so.
Good to know. I'm going to donate this dress and hopefully somebody will love it. You know, if Goodwill takes it and puts it in the trash, I'll never know. So that's fine. Okay, the last one is a winner. Coming right up. We both fell in love with Simplicity 8874. This is also a dress for knits. I lengthened the sleeves and I kept the little tie detail on them. And here it is. Now this dress is made out of almost seems a little bit like a Liverpool knit, but it doesn't have quite that much texture. Longer sleeve, tie, the back just hugs her all the way in, and then it flares out. The front, I worried about the front neckline because it looked a little stretched out on the hanger.
Right.
And oh my gosh, it just fits perfectly. So this is going to be a shower dress. And I think you have, gosh, do you have another shower too?
I do.
Okay, well.
I have two.
I better start working on my dress. But yeah, I might, you're so much fun to sew for because look at you. Look at you. I cut this tiny little size and you put it on and it looks like this. So we just love this pattern. I think it's fine. I didn't really alter anything. Just pulls over, no closures, pockets, and you love the long length, right?
I love it. I love it because it's very easy to wear. I
Okay.
mean, it, like you said, it just pulls on. There's no zippers, no buttons. It's a very comfortable fabric,
Okay.
and yet it looks very put together. And I mean, it's a beautiful dress.
You kind of don't see that in ready to wear.
Right. It's just an easy to wear dress that actually comes across looking quite formal.
Okay.
And I love the length.
I
think the
love
length
the length.
really elevates the whole look overall.
Okay.
And I'm crazy about a square neckline. It's so universally flattering.
Okay.
And then on the back, yeah, I just love it.
I
You get
can
to see
say
the
that
job.
this neckline, the squareness of it was not difficult to do. As you're sewing it, you pull it so that it's straight. And then when you let it go, it kind of bounces back into that square shape.
And there's a seam going down the front.
Yes, there is. And look, I kind of got that little match up right there. See that on that
I
flower?
just think oh yeah, I didn't notice that
See?
before. I just think the fabric is so pretty too. You know, it's white, but
Uh-huh.
I think the red
Well, you
floral
love red.
just makes it so unique and beautiful. I love it.
The darts are in the exact right place. This is just a 10. I love it. Okay. Those were the dresses for Candace. And the big day, look, you get in front of me. How about? The big day is like less than 50 days away.
I think 49 days.
And we are so excited. We are very, very excited. What about my dress? Well, I've had so much fun sewing these that I just want to keep sewing dresses for Candace, but I'm working on mine. I am working on mine. I promise that I am. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for going through this little journey with me, and all of your tips and tricks and suggestions have been great. So I want to thank you for all of that. I'll list all of these patterns in the box below, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Bye.
Bye.